as possible. I've been watching this for a while. If you do only one thing in the next few months that is to protect you and your family, then do this. Don't have the vaccine. Don't have the vaccine. Tell as many people as you can, don't have the vaccine. Get on the internet, check it out. Go to my website. You'll see the charges that have been filed with the FBI against this group of people and organizations. This is the idea, because they want to dramatically reduce the number of people in the world.
My name is Jane Burgermeister and I live in Vienna, Austria. I worked here as a journalist. I've worked for a number of publications, including for the British medical journal Nature, The Scientist and Reuters Health. I believe these vaccines are going to be extremely dangerous for people to take. It will result in huge numbers of deaths and injuries, and this will allow the World Health Organization and the UN to set up one world government which takes control over the shattered, collapsed societies of Europe and North America and so on.
It's the 15th of May, and we're having such bad chemtrails today that I decided that when I go out, I'm going to bring a sign, because I just can't stand it anymore. I got to, wake people up. So I made this sign here. Hopefully some people will take notice and maybe look into the matter further. There's a big one right there. And there's another one right there. This one guy just started talking to me about it, and just for a second, and I got to tell him about chemtrails. So far so good. And he said he was going to look into it.
To think something so small can connect you to everything that matters.
When your life and all you love
are on the line.
HealthLink is always with you when every second counts in the emergency room, providing immediate access to your medical records.
And just like the video said, keeping you connected to everything important. There's a downside to that. There's employers knowing every medication you take. That's how that's hooked up. I showed you before. It's your employers, your insurers, everything. Social Security, you name it. It's all hooked into Google and HealthNet. That's their dream. You get the flu, the cops come get you and drag you away.
We live in a time when the commander-in-chief of the largest military force on planet Earth is presented as a global peacemaker. A time when lies become truth. We have now been introduced to Obama's war without borders. And what exactly is a war without borders other than a blatant global invasion? Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the crossroads of the most serious crisis in modern human history. The US, in partnership with NATO and the Rothschild-run terrorist state of Israel, has launched a global military adventure which, in a very real sense, threatens the future of all humanity. And what do we see? What do we see at this critical juncture in our history? Well, of course, we see the Norwegian Nobel Committee's decision to award the Nobel Peace Prize to President and Commander-in-Chief Barack Obama, an action which blatantly constitutes nothing more than an unmitigated tool of propaganda and distortion.
This week I wanted to listen to some music. It wasn't possible, and I decided to download the real player from my computer. And look what I saw at the main page, man. I just wanted to download the real player.
It's real player? You focus on the real player?
It's Dutch. And it's just a normal download site. I knew it from the past, but all of a sudden they put this in the middle, You know, it's unnecessary. It doesn't have any use to put that there. It's just about a real player that you computer program, and right in the face they.
Okay, this whole swine flu farce is really starting to piss me off. Not one single person has died in Australia from swine flu. It hasn't even spread the country like, oh yes, my cousin's got swine flu or my neighbour's got swine flu. It's not even at that level. It is such a fuck. I also read in Egypt they're killing all the pigs. Have people gone mad? Are people that gullible and stupid that they can't? This is my whole point about people can't think for themselves anymore. We were given a brain, and if we weren't dumbed down so much for all the shit they put in our water and our food and everything, we might start using it the way we should use it. We have this thing in our mind that if an authority member tells us that we should, that this is happening or that's happening, that we should listen to it, that they know best. Well, let me tell you something. It's a load of bullshit. We were given a brain, use it. We have the intelligence to work things out logically for ourselves. And we're not doing it. And that's one of the things that really brasses me off about the human race these days, is they just accept what's given to them on a plate.
Recently, Alex has become increasingly critical of YouTube, claiming many unfair operating practices, including also adjusting his ratings. Now, we don't wish to pass judgment on this, that's not our place, but we do need to ask exactly why his channel has been taken down.
How could this be? The land of the free, home of the brave, indigenous Holocaust, and the home of the slaves, corporate America, dancing offbeat to the rhythm. You really think this country never sponsored terrorism? Human rights violations, we continue the saga. El Salvador and the Contras in Nicaragua. And on top of that, you still want to take me to prison just because I won't trade humanity for patriotism.
No, you're not allowed. Not allowed. Not at all.
What are we not allowed to do?
Well, let's have a look at your paperwork.
My paperwork?
Yeah, where are you going there?
It's just a sign. It's a sign I'll show you. It's an arrow, and it's actually telling you that you have to move to the left. Ladies, this is a love police. We will be checking you off for smiles in a second. Can I ask you, sir, why are you dressed up impersonating a police officer?
I suggest you put your megaphones down and stop protesting, please.
You're suggesting that I put my megaphone down and stop protesting?
Now.
I am not protesting. I am just speaking through a megaphone,
well, you're not allowed.
And what I do is give people like you hugs. What you need is...
Every world culture has always had its own prophecies of an end times. I think it's only natural that people are feeling a connection between our cultural traditions with what is happening in the world today.
Well, then why is it that the one who is a disbeliever cannot read? The one who has faith can read. The one who has no faith cannot read. So maybe we should send him to the eye specialist to have his eyes examined.